All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how to blitz to 50K a month. I'm focusing on 50K a month in this video because things are pretty smooth and you can just tuck your head down and just start swinging and keep swinging until that point before any major changes or hires take place in the business, besides a couple of virtual assistants or contractors or two. So anyway, there's a bit of a cheat code that I use to inject deal flow and cash flow into a business very quickly, so much that it breaks the business if the founders aren't ready. And for good reason. If you do this, it means so many sales calls and so much money, so much capital into your business that it's overwhelming. And that's why I call it a blitz. I've done this now for 3 of my own businesses, including this one, Vintascale, being the 3rd. I will do this again for Spectre, my education business, and I'm telling you this ahead of time so you can see what I'm doing in real time and know it works. Just like I did for the 0 to 30K a month agency speed run, you can find that video somewhere on my channel. That one was rather easy. Getting to 30K a month is pretty simple. Anyway, we're about to launch Spectre, my private cold email coaching program, so there isn't a lot of time here. I got to get back to work, so let's dive straight into it. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Pablo. I'm an online entrepreneur, currently scaling Vintascale, my AI marketing agency, to north of 7 figures in real time with daily documentation on this channel. We currently generate over $250,000 a month in deal flow for ourselves and our clients, and I currently work with businesses doing over $1 million a year in revenue, helping them scale with AI cold email and helping them design and convert premium offers. As always, you can get this document for free. Link is in the description. It'll add you to my newsletter. I won't spam you. I'll just send you some free tips and notes throughout the week with some stuff that'll make you richer. I make no income claims, no guarantees. My results are not typical. Now let's begin. So much of this, so much of these videos is about conveying to you what it actually takes to actually generate the amount of capital that you want, the amount of money you want to see in your bank account. And so many folks on YouTube, I don't feel are realistic about that, but I'm always gonna have you overshoot so that it becomes easy. So you can go from 5K or 10K or whatever income level you're at to whatever income level you want, so long as you're willing to inject the amount of input or do the amount of output that equates to that. So 50K a month, for example, requires a certain level of input from you. 80K a month requires a certain level of input from you. Input, output, just use them interchangeably. I'm talking about the amount of effort. Now, you can compensate for this by having a premium offer, which we will talk about in other videos, and we have talked about in other videos, which makes your life a lot easier. So you must decide right now what level you wish to get to, and be very clear about this. This is important. Don't skip over this part. You will find that this makes executing a lot easier because you know what you're going for. Lack of clarity on your goals makes the grind feel pointless, and I know this because I've been there. And when you see agency owners, when you see business owners just drop out, switch businesses, they go in limbo, it's because oftentimes it's because they don't have a goal, a North Star that they're working towards. They don't know what they're going for. They don't know. And they don't remind themselves of that goal every single day. And when you do that, this all becomes a lot easier. Not having a goal will be half the reason why you don't make anything of yourself or your business. So just decide right now. It's a matter of decision. Decide right now. Is it 50K a month? Is it 100K a month? They all take the same amount of effort, to be quite honest with you. Just decide what you're going for. Just decide. If you're going to shoot for 20K a month, you might as well shoot for 100. It's really not that far away. Mentally, it's far away, but it's not that far away. Myself, I knew I wanted to hit $1 million a year. I knew I wanted to scale my clients past $1 million a year, past 100K a month, documented. And that immediately put me in a different mode starting out. It put me in a mindset that said, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. In fact, I'm willing to do so much input or output rather, that it becomes unreasonable that we don't hit that goal. And that's the underlying fundamental concept, component of the blitz before we get into tactics. So the underlying fundamental component of the blitz is as such. So what is the amount of emails, the amount of cold calls, the amount of content, so on and so forth, that if you do this, it becomes unreasonable, almost inevitable to not hit your goal. You've probably heard other people say this in some way, shape, or form, but it is true. It's something I actually consider. When I feel like I've plateaued at an income level, I seriously think about this. I actually seriously think about this very deeply. There's a certain number of emails you send every day, or cold calls you make every day, or pieces of content you put up every day, short form or long form, whatever it is, that if you do that, it becomes almost impossible to not hit your goal, right? Don't listen to this now and not come up with an answer. I actually want you to answer this mentally. There's a reason why I committed to posting a YouTube video every single day. People would call me crazy for this. Today, this video that you're watching right now marks day 99 in a row, by the way. Tomorrow will be day 100. I'm doing this because I just knew deep down that if I post every day for a year, no matter what, there's no way I don't hit my revenue goal. It would be next to impossible, and we are about 3/4 or 2/4 ahead of schedule because of the compounding effect of effort. You hit your goal faster than you'd think. We talked about this in your first $1 million is war video. Uploading every day for a year in this space is unheard of, but what I'm going for in the time frame I'm going for is unheard of. Therefore, I have to do an amount of output that is unheard of. You see how that works? And I accept that. I also do this to show you, my friend, that I will never ask of you anything that I'm not doing myself or haven't done myself. So that's the mindset piece. Doesn't matter if it's for my business or for a client. I have to answer these questions. I have to map this out in my head when I'm deciding to take them on, when I'm on a sales call with them. And you got to do this too. You got to do this too. So let's talk about tactics. We talked about mindset in context. Let's talk about tactics. So the name of the game is overwhelm. We're not here to play nice. We're here to flood it. You want to bend the algorithm, whatever algorithm it is, whether it's T-Mobile's phone service algorithm because you're making so many cold calls, or you're bending Microsoft Outlook's algorithm with cold email. You're sending so many cold emails, or you're bending TikTok's algorithm because you're posting so many TikToks a day. There's a reason why I position myself, whether it's for my own internal campaigns, especially for my own internal campaigns, to send at least 1,000 emails a day, if not 10,000 emails a day for a client. I'm always just positioning myself to do this. I had to work towards this. You don't start out doing this, but if you can get to 1,000 emails per day, just buy more inboxes. That's it. You just decide to scale up. There's nothing you really got to wait for. I actually built this agency on a credit card before I really started making money, because for the times I was working, the period where I was working for free and performance based. So there's a reason why I position myself to send so many emails. If I'm going to post on TikTok or Instagram, which I don't at this current point in time, I stopped. It's been a few weeks, but when I was there, I was posting 5 pieces of content per day. Because if I'm going to do something, I'm going to get money out of it. Why not? If I'm going to do YouTube, I'm posting 1 video a day. Everyone would recommend you only post 2 or 3 times a week. It's 6:07 p.m. right now on a Monday. All right. I'm not asking you of anything I'm not doing myself. I'm making these videos for free. This is charity work because I want to see you win. I also want you to say good things about me because that matters to me, and I appreciate that. But also, I'm giving you the reality of what it takes. I'm not like one of those people that says, "Oh, you got to work hard and bust your butt," and I'm not doing the thing. I'm doing the thing. It's 6:08 now p.m. on a Monday. I'm about to launch a totally new offer, and I still find a way to be on here because your goals are important, and you don't understand how close you are to your goals. You don't. Perhaps you're just not used to putting that amount of effort. And again, this comes back to not having hit your crisis yet. Where else am I going to go? Back to being broke, right? You have to really hate where you are right now. And that's part of why every few days I'll post a mindset video, because none of this stuff matters. I can tell you all this in the world, but none of it matters if you're not actually going to be able, you know what I mean? Anyway, you get the point. So there's a reason why I position myself to do this, because I know that if we do even half of this amount, if we only post 2 to 3 TikToks per day instead of 5, I know that if we do even half of this, it would be impossible to not add 10K in revenue, extra revenue by the end of the month. I've posted enough screenshots to back this up. You can go to my newsletter, you can go to my website, you can go to all the different case studies I've posted on this YouTube channel. I'm just telling you the behind the scenes of what I do this intentionally, and I do this for my clients intentionally. And the folks who apply this are the ones that reach out to me, and you know who you are, with the email saying, "Hey, I just hit 10K, 20K a month," whatever it is. Amazing. It's very simple, right? So now if we do all of this, right, overshooting takes us to the promised land, right? It just does. It just does. It just does. So if you're not where you want to be, ask yourself honestly if you truly believe you're doing the amount of output necessary. Extreme output gets us extreme results. I've been called extreme for a while now by folks close to me, and it sucks, but they don't understand it until they see the money, right? And so, long story short, not to make this about me, let's bring this back to you, but I post and send way more than recommended, and so you have to insert yourself into a space. Like they have to. You got to just put yourself in the middle of things. This doesn't have to be social media, right? But we can just focus on cold outbound here. But I will never not be on your feed. I'll never not be on your YouTube feed. Okay, I'm gonna insert myself there whether you like it or not. If you don't want to see me, you're gonna have to unsubscribe. You're gonna have to block me from your feed. I don't know if that's possible on YouTube, but I will never not be on your feed. I will also never not be in your inbox if I'm doing outreach. I promise you I won't. You have to insert yourself into the algorithm and be almost like a problem for people. Post so much or send so many emails that they can't not acknowledge you. It's a very simple concept. But I like conveying this to people because you can just see the excuses start to surface in their face. And that makes me laugh because it just reveals the difference between me and them. But for you now, if you can just commit to doing nothing else but an insane amount of volume this month, I promise you, everything else in your business will be solved. This will solve all of your problems. If you can combine this with a dialed in offer, ideally at 5K a month, 5K plus. It doesn't have to be a month, just 5K plus. It could be one time. If you can combine this with a dialed in offer, ideally north of $5,000, there is no reason why you can't add another $20,000 to $30,000 to take you to that 30 to 50K a month mark. This is quite easy to do when you have the right cold email workflows, templates, etc., dialed in offer, and a system to dominate both inbound and outbound. But that's a conversation for another day and more so for Spectre. I want you to stop thinking that this is far away. We've talked about this in other videos. But 5K is one client. If you send enough emails, you can get a couple of those, 2 or 3 of those this month. 5K is one client, okay? Then we transition them onto a retainer. You do enough volume, you don't have to worry about your margins and this and that. You don't have to worry about any of that. Just do more, okay? Do more. I hope this is going to be a very compact video. I hope I set the tone for what it takes to win at this level. It's a very different ball game when we start talking 50K a month. And if you want to hang, you gotta do what it takes to hang. But the thing is, the ones who got here, at least for me and for the agency owners and clients I work with, the common denominator, I can't speak today, see? The common denominator is that they knew exactly the level they wanted to scale to. They were honest about whether or not they were actually doing the amount of volume it takes to get there. And then they acted on it accordingly without any of the excuses. With cold email, the beautiful thing is it takes the same amount of time on your part and effort on your part to send 10,000 emails a day versus sending 100 emails a day. It takes the same amount of time. It's very scalable. Okay, so that's the video. My offers and updates. Done for you services limited to B2B firms doing over $1 million a year ARR or 80K a month MRR on an invite-only basis. Engagement fee begins at 50K USD. Spectre mentorship and coaching program to be announced in the coming days. Spots will be limited by application only. First come, first serve. I will be working with you personally. It will be the best program on the market if you are looking to learn how to use AI cold email in your business to unlock a whole new level of scale. It will be a copy-paste system. It will be a copy-paste of the systems that I've used personally to scale my businesses and my clients, led by a copy of my AI cold email, a copy-paste of my AI cold email system. See, I can't speak today. Anyway, if you think the stuff I share on here is valuable, I'm about to put you light years ahead. Spots will be limited again because I will be working with you personally, to be announced in the coming days via my newsletter. First, see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.